yesterday, up 2.5%, helped out by the junior mining stocks. Gold stocks in general were very strong, even as the price for gold was just inching higher for a third day. This morning, gold is up $6 at $1,147. Oil is steady. It's been on an 8-day winning streak. This morning at 10:30, we'll get the U.S. Department of Energy's update on inventories. Do they build? Do they fall? The American Petroleum Institute said last night inventories rose 4 million barrels. Canadian dollar at 73.85. That's up a tenth of a cent. The exchange at $1.35.5. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Epple.
With all-wheel drive, Acura Watch driver assist features, heated seats, and remote engine starter available on most Acura models. This season, you just need to worry about where you're going to go and not what the weather's like. This is the season of performance. Right now, take advantage of Boxing Week and get up to a $3,500 cash rebate towards select Acura models. Visit AcuraGTA.ca or your local dealer for details. Acura. Precision, crafted, performance. A night like this only comes once a year. Join us live on City from Times Square for Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. With exclusive performances by Mariah Carey, DMCE, John Legend, Haley Steinfeld, Shawn Mendes, Alessia Cara, Fifth Harmony, and more. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest, 2017, Saturday, December 31st. On City. Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Tasco. Tasco's Boxing Week event is on now. Receive up to 20% instant savings on qualifying Gen Air appliances. Hurry in to one of Tasco's 5 GTA locations today.
In Barrie, snow and -1. In Mississauga, heavy snow and 0 right now. In Oakville, snow and -2. In Hamilton, snow and -1. In Cambridge, a mix of rain and snow and 0. 680 News is the FTR for Toronto's best local news coverage. You can listen live anytime on the 680 News app on your tablet or smartphone. It's 8 o'clock.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
It's Thursday, December 29th. Good morning. I'm Scott Burnett.
I'm Slatana Siminzik, downtown Toronto. We have snow and +1. Here's what's making news right now. A winter weather travel advisory is in effect for Toronto and much of the GTA. Some areas could see up to 10 centimeters of snowfall before it ends later this morning.
A ceasefire in Syria brokered by Russia and Turkey will be going into effect at midnight tonight.
Lifestyle over financial freedom. Almost half of Canadians say they would not curb their day-to-day spending to get out of debt.
And less than 24 hours after losing daughter Carrie Fisher, actress Debbie Reynolds has died.
The Maple Leafs picked off the Panthers in a shootout. The Raptors were out-hooped in Oakland. Sports at 15.
Stock futures steady. The Toronto stock market looking to extend the Santa Claus rally. The price for oil looking to gain for a 9th session in a row. Business at 26.
680 News Time 8:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the runs and a check on your drive. Jordan Kerr.
This report is brought to you by Audi Center Oakville. Everything a lot slower than usual because of the weather. There are plows and salters out and about causing delays as well. A couple of issues on the go. Also, westbound on the 401 at Curtis Road, left lane blocked with a collision. And it's backed up from west of Holt. Westbound 401 around Dufferin, we have plows operating, causing a delay from Leslie, both express and collectors. And then at Highway 25, plows heading through here, causing a delay from the 407. Southbound on the Don Valley Parkway, approaching Bloor, the left lane's affected because of ponding. On the eastbound QEW, approaching Burloak, plows causing a delay from Guelph Line. Northbound on the 427, plows causing a delay from Dixon to Rexdale. Northbound on the Don Valley Parkway, north of the Gardner, the left lane's affected with ponding as well, so drive very carefully. On the eastbound 401, east of Bayview and the Express, left lane's blocked by emergency crews dealing with an issue on the shoulder. It's backed up from approaching Bayview in the Express, and around Port Union in the collectors and Express we have plows operating and salters causing a delay from Markham Road, alternately Express and collectors. East and westbound 18th Side Road, just heading out of Aurora, west of Bathurst, all lanes blocked with a jackknife tractor trailer. North and southbound Yonge is still closed south of St. Clair from Crescent to Roxborough, and that is because of a sinkhole. Again, give yourself lots of extra time. Everything moving slower than usual. Eastbound on the 407, you'll find it slow going from east of Warden to east of Markham Road again because of plows. Exclusively at Audi Center Oakville, get a 1% rate reduction on select 2017 My Eligible models like the A4 sedan until January 3rd. Visit AudiCenterOakville.com for details. With the forecast, we have meteorologist Harold Hossein.
Well, the snow continues across the GTA, but we should start seeing some improving conditions around Toronto by about 10 o'clock this morning. The wind shifting around into the west, the temperature climbing to 2. Tonight, the gusty northwest wind with flurries, a low of -4, and tomorrow, lingering flurries, the wind diminishing, a high of -3. Right now, we've got snow, the wind from the south 13 kilometers an hour. It's 0 at Pearson, 1 at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high +2.
680 News Time 8:03.
It's a sloppy go across Toronto and the GTA, so you'll want to give yourself lots of extra time to get to your destination.
680's Laura Carney joins us with more on a winter travel advisory in effect. Environment Canada has issued that winter weather travel advisory for Toronto, much of the GTA, and areas like Guelph and Kitchener and Lindsay and Peterborough. Meantime, areas north of the city like Caledon, Newmarket, Uxbridge, Dufferin, and Barrie, a snow squall watch is in effect. 680 News meteorologist Harold Hossein says some areas could get up to 10 centimeters of snow.
Wherever you drive in southern Ontario today, you will be in some kind of snow. A little wetter snow as you drive closer to Lake Ontario. Total amounts could be between 5 centimeters near the lake, but 10 centimeters further to the north as you move north of Highway 7. And visibility will be restricted because the wind will be fairly gusty.
Hossein expects the snow to completely move out of the city by around 10 this morning. If you are traveling today, a heads up, there are around 60 flight cancellations in and out of Pearson. And looking ahead to the weekend, Hossein says an additional 5 to 10 centimeters of snow could arrive on Saturday. I'm Laura Carney.
A major breakthrough in the fighting in Syria. A ceasefire has been brokered by Russia and Turkey to halt much of the hostilities in Syria, with both countries acting as a guarantor for the deal. The deal would come into effect at midnight local time. Many past ceasefires targeting specific regions have fallen apart, but CNN's Mohammed Leela says the fact this agreement would cover the entire country makes this one more likely to last.
The biggest difference was in the past there was a disagreement over who the groups were, over which groups were considered terrorists and which groups were considered simple opposition groups that are trying to oppose the government. This agreement suggests that Russia, Turkey, and Syria have now all agreed on who they're considering the terrorists, and the terrorists will be fair game, meaning Russia will continue to attack them and Syria will continue to attack them. But what it also means is that all those other groups that are not part of ISIS or not part of Jabhat al-Nusra, which is an al-Qaeda affiliate, will be covered under the ceasefire agreement, which effectively means that in those areas outside of ISIS or al-Qaeda control, there will be a ceasefire.
The move is designed to pave the way for a political solution to end the fighting in Syria.
This is 680 News at 8:05. A new poll shows about half of Canadians are not taking sufficient steps to stay on top of their financial priorities.
The survey was conducted by Angus Reid on behalf of CIBC. It found 48% of respondents don't plan to cut spending on non-essential items in order to meet their goals. Those goals include paying down debt, which 28% of those surveyed said was their top priority. Other goals included keeping up with bills and growing investments. Because it was conducted online, the survey can't be assigned a margin of error. It reached 1,500 Canadians who are all Angus Reid panelists. Adam Burns, The Canadian Press, Toronto.
680 News Time 8:06. 2016 has claimed yet another beloved celebrity. Hollywood icon Debbie Reynolds died yesterday at the age of 84, just a day after her daughter Terry Fisher.
Debbie Reynolds was only 19 when she was cast in one of the greatest musicals of all time, 1951, Singin' in the Rain.
Well, it was a lot of work. It was really hard. It was scary.
By the mid-1950s, Reynolds, now dubbed America's sweetheart, had become one of Hollywood's most popular female stars. She married singer Eddie Fisher, but when Fisher left her for the couple's good friend Elizabeth Taylor, it became one of Hollywood's biggest scandals ever. In 1964, Debbie Reynolds received an Oscar nomination for the unsinkable Molly Brown.
Who's going to sing? Not with Molly Brown on board.
Asked once about her favorite film roles,
Well, I thought the unsinkable Molly Brown was my best role, but Singing in the Rain was the most popular one.
Reynolds' career peaked in the 50s and 60s as the golden age of Hollywood came to an end. But she continued to act in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, on stage and in film. In later years, Debbie Reynolds had a popular nightclub act. Bill Deal, ABC News.
680 News Time 8:07. Violence against police in the U.S. made national headlines throughout the year, and preliminary data shows the number of federal, state, and local law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty increased year over year. President of the U.S. National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund, Craig Floyd, breaks down some of the numbers.
135 law enforcement officers nationwide have lost their lives in the line of duty in 2016. That's the highest level we've seen in 5 years, and it's a 10% increase over last year.
Of the 135 deaths, 64 were firearms related, which represents a 56% spike year over year.
There's a new king in town. DeMar DeRozan has passed Chris Bosh to become the Toronto Raptors' all-time leading scorer, but he says it's bittersweet after a loss to the Warriors last night.
It's great. It would have been a lot better. We got the win, but, to accomplish something like that, to be, first, in franchise history, it's definitely, it's definitely an honor. I'll probably feel a little bit more better about it once we get a win, but, just to continue to play and build on that is definitely awesome.
DeRozan needed just 15 points to set the new franchise mark entering the game. He surpassed Bosch's previous mark of 10,275 points late in the second quarter.
This is 680 News. Hatchimals, this year's must-have toy for the holidays, bringing a lot of cheer to many children, but now also causing lots of tears.
Parents reporting their children waited hours for those electronic eggs to hatch. Many never did. Hundreds of parents taking to social media using the hashtag #HatchimalsFail. Dead as a dodo. Our Hatchimal was a dud. Christmas fail. Hatchimals so popular they even made late-night headlines.
Hatchimals are hard to find.
Listed on eBay for as much as $25,000. Getting a Hatchimal under the tree required drastic measures. But now so many of those coveted Christmas gifts considered duds. Spin Master, the company that makes Hatchimals, saying it is 100% committed to bringing the magic of Hatchimals to all of our consumers. Adding insult to injury, parents are reporting spending hours on hold with customer service. Spin Master is promising to add more customer care reps and extend their hours. Gloria Riviera, ABC News, Washington.
680 News Time 809.
From Willowdale to Whitby.
More local news where you live.
680 News.
Do you want to make more money? Own your own business? Shake things up. Visit the Franchise Expo January 7th and 8th at the Metro Toronto Convention Center. Your ticket to the Franchise Expo gets you face-to-face with North America's hottest franchises, offering full and part-time opportunities, plus free seminars with everything you need to know to own a business. There are countless opportunities to be the boss, call the shots, and love your work at Canada's largest Franchise Expo, January 7th and 8th at the Metro Toronto Convention Center. Get tickets at TorontoFranchiseExpo.com.
Coming up in 60 seconds, a check of traffic and weather together on the ones. 680 News Time 810.
It's time for Canada's largest Boxing Week sale. And this Boxing Week offer is so big, no one even comes close. Buy a car at the Brampton Auto Mall and get 5% cash back.